Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I speak this afternoon on the topic arrogance, the silent destroyer of individuals and nations. Arrogance is a very subtle but destructive force that affects individuals and nations. Arrogance is a mindset that says, I am superior and I know it all. It is a cancer that eats away at our relationships, our growth, and our progress. There are several effects of arrogance on an individual. For one, it blinds such individual to their flaws and weaknesses. An arrogant person by nature feels superior to every other person. They feel that they know better than every other person, even when they have flaws that are so obvious. An arrogant person does not learn and grow. For the same reason, they feel they know everything, so they can't learn and grow. They can't learn from anybody. Arrogance damages relationships, and of course, it builds walls. I cannot stand arrogant people, and I'm very sure a majority of those listening to this cannot stand arrogant people. Arrogance will lead an individual to making very poor decisions and, of course, making mistakes because of poor decisions. This is because they will always lack quality inputs into their decision-making processes. That is, who wants to make an input that makes sense to them because they know it all. Then it will create a false sense of security and entitlement to them. Entitlement is, I am the most qualified, so I should be the one to get it. Now, what are the effects of arrogance on a nation? Like, we're going to use Nigeria as a case study. Number one, it will hinder national unity and progress. How does it do that? It causes division. This is because arrogance will create an us and them mentality. This will fuel ethnic, religious, and regional divisions. Arrogance brings about or creates intolerance. Individuals and groups become less willing to listen and understand opposing views. Of course, this will lead to polarization in several areas. Arrogance will bring about power struggle, a desire for dominance, because the leader feels that, or the leader in a particular group feels that they are better. And this ends up hindering our collective progress. Unfortunately, arrogance can actually perpetuate inequality. It will make some individuals or group feel superior to others. And of course, it will lead to discrimination. It will lead to marginalization. Arrogance brings lack of empathy to our leaders. I mean, our leaders now lack empathy because of arrogance. And when there's no empathy, there's no compassion. And it makes it difficult to address social and economic issues that affects all citizens. They are not putting themselves in the shoes of the citizens. Arrogance brings about poor leadership. Why? Because an arrogant leader will prioritize personal interest over national needs. and therefore would make very poor decisions, right? And it will now make governance very ineffective and not getting to the people. Arrogance from leaders brings about a resistance to change. It makes individuals and groups to resist new ideas and new changes. It stifles innovation and progress. Arrogance erodes trust in institutions and in leaders of institutions, making it difficult to build consensus and to drive national progress. Arrogance fosters corruption and abuse of power. Arrogance creates division and conflict. Like I said before, it stifles innovation and creativity. And as in the case of Nigeria now, it earns us international ridicule and disrespect. What are the consequences of arrogance? It brings about stagnation and regret, both personally and nationally. It brings about national decline and underdevelopment. It brings about lost opportunities and lost potentials. It will erode trust and credibility on the part of the leadership. Brings about a legacy of shame and disappointment. How can we overcome arrogance? First, there has to be self-awareness and humility. We should be ready to listen and learn from others. We should embrace feedback and criticism from whatever source it's coming from. We should show empathy and understanding. There should be accountability and responsibility. It's important that we recognize the dangers of arrogance and work together to build a more humble, a more inclusive, and a more progressive Nigeria. Remember, dear friends, arrogance is a silent destroyer. Let us choose humility and collaboration instead. Thanks, dear friends, for your attention. God bless you.